Alright, you guys should be able to hear me now. I do apologize for that. Anybody watching the replay, I will cut that out. I'll edit that part out. But anyway, good to see everybody here at Crypto Empire. This is the morning live stream. Apologize for that small technical difficulty. Let's hop into the charts or into my computer and go over our crypto market overview. But while I was talking over there, I was pretty much just kind of saying hello to everybody and telling everybody what we'll be covering today. But anyway, good to see you, Labradoodle, Dalton Moore, Moby Sage, Randy. Good to see all you guys. Apologize for that technical difficulty. I did give you the shout out. Don't worry about that. But yeah, let's continue on with the live stream right now. So looking at the crypto market, Bitcoin trading at $19,360 after an explosive pump last night, a very brutal short squeeze. But we were expecting that short squeeze, and we did actually profit from that pump. I'll be covering that trade in just one moment. We have Ethereum trading for $1,059. Ethereum also had a very strong move last night to the upside, and it completely sold off as well, just as Bitcoin did. Bitcoin returned all the way to the demand zone that the explosion originated from last night. So very interesting price action that we are seeing here for the first day in July of 2022, officially now in another fresh quarter of the year. So the current overall market cap is $904 billion, and our top 10 is unchanged. Everything is really trading as it has been trading. Main things right now, of course, are Bitcoin and ETH, and then your top altcoins that you do like to trade personally. But really all you need to do is track Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the market. That's all you need to know really right now in this bear market. Bitcoin will tell you everything that you do need to know in terms of price action. Now, taking a look at today's top gainers, we do have Arweave up 12.6%. We have Basic Attention Token up 10%. Cosmos up 9%. And then everything else in single digits. So a few big gainers today. Some coins going ahead and making double-digit gains. And then for our losers, AMP yesterday was the top gainer. Today was the top loser. So definitely some interesting price action there. Very well could be heavy whale manipulation, looking to exit their large bags. So we probably just saw a whale pump and dump take place yesterday. And that's why you need to be careful and never chase anything that already explodes. If you're going to buy anything, you want to get in before the price starts to rapidly increase. And if you want to sell something, you want to sell it before a very sharp decline in price. Those are your basics when it comes to trading and investing, right? You never want to chase the price. Also, Terra Classic USD down 17%, back down to 4 cents per token. And all of our other losers, not a lot of big losers either, all right? So pretty flat right now after an explosive move last night. With that being said, we got Jay Paul saying cheers from Medellin. Back at it again today. Love your work, Connor. Appreciate that, Jay Paul. Do appreciate your support. Good to see you here in the live stream. And we have Emlyn saying, what's up, what is up? Emlyn, how are you? And we also have Jazzy saying, good morning, legend. Let's get it. Big shout out to my man, Jazzy. Appreciate all of your support. With that being said, it is time to hop into the charts and go over the meat of today's live stream, which is looking at the market, looking at the charts, and going over what I do expect to happen next. So let's go. So we will start things off looking at Bitcoin here. And we'll start things off on the 4-hour price chart. So now looking at the 4-hour, price went ahead, and as we know, we were speaking about it yesterday, crashed down to back into the $18,000 region. Now, I was not expecting price to go ahead and make a lower low. Passed our low here over here at $17,560 without at least a bounce first. And it is possible we do get another bounce, but at this point I'm bearish, and I'll explain why right now. All right, so we had our low down here at $17,560. Price went ahead and came to this demand zone on the sell-off yesterday. All right, so I was expecting a bounce. We did get a huge, violent bounce, and if you notice, the volume is decent on the 4-hour, but it's not even really that high. Okay, so definitely a brutal short squeeze. Shorts were piling on. And when market makers see a bunch of retail shorts just adding, what are they going to do? They're going to squeeze them. That's how the game works, folks, right? Market makers will squeeze you, and this was a short squeeze. So basically, you need to think like the market maker. If we go to the 1 hour chart, you can see we were trading in this descending channel in the demand zone, okay? Price making lower lows, lower highs, and then we get an explosive move up. And this was last night, Eastern Standard Time, around 7, 8 p.m. or so. Right, so again, the Asia trading session, not the New York market hours. So all the big moves are coming in that time frame. So be aware of that, right? We're not getting, if you notice the price action here on the hourly chart, it really is like this every single day, where on our New York sessions, we are getting just really boring, stale, non-moving price action. But anyway, so I was expecting the short squeeze. So here we are in the Discord group. And by the way, guys, in the Discord as well, I am starting up a challenge where I will be showing everybody how to trade $1,000 to $10,000. Opened up a brand new, fresh Bitget account, put in $1,000 in there, and obviously everybody can follow along. You can follow along with whatever amount you do want. Right, you don't need to use, the example amount of $1,000 like I'm using, because it can be scaled to any amount. Trading is trading. Risk, reward, risk management it's universal. It doesn't matter what amounts, because it's based off of percentages, right? Everything in trading is based off of percentages. So exciting stuff though, but I'm explaining basically how to turn $1,000 into 10 grand trading. So anyway, we went ahead and longed ETH yesterday. My entry was 1037. I chose to long ETH instead of Bitcoin. And taking a look at this, you can see this was obviously a successful trade. I had my stop below the low at 998, right? I had my stop at 990. So I was not anticipating price to make a lower low. And then we had our target up here from around 1100 to 1120. And as you can see with these wicks up, we did have a successful trade. So I'm already up 17% now in that brand new fresh account that I did just create to show everybody how to turn $1,000 into 10, right? 10 racks. And now, as you can see, ETH is consolidating. All right, so we can see as well in the Discord, a bunch of people absolutely crushed it last night, all inside of the group. So if you are interested in joining, I definitely recommend you do check out the Discord group. There is a link in the description down below. It will take you to my official website, cryptoempireco.io, and from there you will be able to find all the necessary information to get yourself inside of the Discord. Anyway, getting back to the charts now. So ETH is the same situation as Bitcoin, where we do have a strong point of control up here at around $1,090. As you can see, this is about where price topped out yesterday. Also previous support from up here before we had a sharp drop in price. Whenever we have a sharp drop in price like this, right, you would always expect a retest, right? You call this an inefficiency. When price drops and it goes and goes back up and then drops and then consolidates. Here, you don't necessarily expect a retest because it's not a really big inefficiency, right? But when we have a strong move away, this comes back to our concepts with supply and demand zones. What I was saying yesterday when somebody asked me the question about supply and demand, how do you know if a zone will get tested? One good indication is look for that strong move away from an area. All right, this is basic supply and demand stuff that I've went over time and time again in all of my videos, but I understand people are new to it and they need a refresher, so I have no problem going over it again. But a strong move away from a zone is just a great indication that that's a good one, and price will most likely come back to it. So you can either choose to take the trade back up to the area, or you can choose to take the trade in the area on the reaction from it. All right, there's 1,000 ways to skin the cat, as the saying does go. There is no wrong approach to this. But now we do have our low on ETH. If I zoom this out a little bit, our low on ETH is down here at $881. And really the top of the range is going to be up here again at $1,287. But really, if you want, you can count the top of the range even to as high as up here at $1,540. But for simplicity's sake, I'll say we are in one big range now between $880 up to $1,260 approximately. Okay, $1,280. So this is the one big trading range we are in. And as you can see over here, we are about in mid-range. We are in kind of no man's land here in the middle. Okay, so in no man's land, you do have to be very aware that you are basically between range high and range low. And it's not the best place to trade in no man's land, okay? Down here, right, yesterday when we had price drop, this is about 25% up from the lows, right? If we go ahead and measure this, measurement-wise, it's about 13% from the lows, but nonetheless, if you split this into fourths, into 4 quarters, you're at about 25% down here when we were at $1,000. Okay, so, and also it's a key support level, nonetheless. So price came down, expected it to hold, and it did actually hold. We got filled on our scalp, it worked out. Now if price can't get back above $1,090, $1,100, I'm very bearish on ETH. Same thing with Bitcoin. If we go back to Bitcoin, if Bitcoin, the level on BTC is going to be up here $19,850. Okay? This is your main point of control, your main point of interest up here at 19,850, 20,000. If price can't get back above this now resistance level, the momentum is all to the downside, okay? So very big level up here, and now it's Friday. We're headed into the weekend. Understand that weekends tend to be extremely low volume. We don't have as much volatility, not as much price action. Price doesn't move as much. So I'm expecting a pretty boring, it's a holiday weekend as well, right? Everybody in the States will be celebrating the 4th of July in just 3 days now, obviously. So holiday weekend, don't expect a lot to be happening, but upcoming in the month of July, it's very important if we're going to see any kind of sustained relief rally here for the price to get back above 19,850. Big resistance level up here. You should already have it marked on your chart because I've gone over how key of a level it is up here, 19,850, for some time now. But that's what's going on, okay? And this short squeeze, right, we expected this. Again, yesterday, I pretty much gave this scenario exactly, saying that, I chose to long Ethereum over Bitcoin, but I don't expect it to break the low at 18K without a strong bounce. First level is 19,850 with a possibility of going as high as 20,800. As you can see, the high was $20,950, so pretty much nailed that one exactly. All right, so this move was played perfectly, and really you had to set and forget this one, right? If you tried to manage it on the go, if you didn't have your limit order set, your take profits, and your stop set, it happens so quickly where you really need to be on top of it, all right? So be aware, this is not for the faint of heart, Trading is not necessarily an easy thing to do, right? You need to be on top of it. You need to treat it very seriously, like a job or a business, or else you're not going to get the results that you do actually want. You need to be very diligent about this stuff. So I don't want to give any false implications that this is just very easy, right? This has taken me years to get to this point. A lot of learning, a lot of mistakes have been made to get me to where I am now. All right, so I'm not going to I never sugarcoat it, but just be aware, right? Your results can vary, right? You might not get the same results that I do because you're the one with your account pressing that buy or sell button. And, I'm not there to babysit you and hold your hand when you're in profit. You're more than welcome to, of course, take that money off of the table at any given time in a trade. But that's Bitcoin right now. If we can't get back above $19,850, I'm very bearish. Where do I think we are headed? Well, I think we're headed into the 16Ks. All right, we do have our level down here from 16,600 down to 16,200. And I do expect these lows to get broken, most likely in July. Right, it probably will happen this month. We're in a super strong downtrend. I do expect this downtrend to continue. And our next level is going to be down here at $16,000. Okay, so do expect that to happen. Don't be shocked or don't be freaking out when price continues to cascade down lower in the coming few weeks, right? It might not happen tomorrow, but it probably will happen relatively soon. $16,000 is next, and I do think it's still a decent probability that we do go as low as $12,000 to $10,000 on Bitcoin, all right? And obviously, if that happens, all altcoins are going to get absolutely wrecked as well. But with that being said, it's not like you should just stop paying attention from the market altogether. The dollar cost average approach, like I always say, is without a doubt the best method to take if you are interested in crypto for the long term. If you're here to get rich quick, this is not for you. You should leave and you should go educate yourself and expand your mindset to get out of that get rich quick mentality where you think you can just instantly make a ton of money overnight, because it doesn't work like that. Nothing is that simple. But if you're here for the long term, if you plan on being in crypto for the next 5-10 years, and if you just dollar cost average now at these low prices, when we're already down from the all-time highs about 70%, well, you are simply playing the long game, and you are taking the right approach. All right, down 71% now from the all-time high, expected to go even lower, but even still, remember how excited everybody was up here buying Bitcoin at 60K, mortgaging their house, taking out loans, going into debt to buy crypto. Guess what? Now's the time, if you were going to do that at all, not financial advice, but now is the time when you want to be, doing that kind of stuff, not financial advice at all. But understand, you have cheap prices right now compared to a few months ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago. We were up here in November at all-time highs, people going crazy. Now they're scared to buy. Totally the wrong approach. If you're here for the long term, now is the time to be stacking your Satoshis as well as your Ethereum. And altcoins can definitely get crushed way even more, but if you do like your certain picks, well then feel free to, of course, go about your own investing and trading plan. But great times to buy now for the long term. Let me go ahead and catch up with the live chat, see what's going on today. Moby Sage saying, wish you could stay on for 8 hours to get me through my workday. Yeah, 8-hour streams, they are done, right? A bunch of gaming people like to do those like 24-hour live streams, but I do have a very busy schedule, so I can't be here at my studio for 8 hours straight, unfortunately. Moby. Let's see what else is going on. Moby saying we're at a 1 to 2 viewers to like ratio. Smash up that like button, 100%. 100% smash up that like button. And we do have F1141 saying, what do you think the bottom of BTC is? I did just go over that. It can definitely go, 16K is next, and then after that, 10 to 12 is a very strong possibility. And then we have Ala saying, good morning, ETH still going below 1K in my opinion. Yes, let's go look at ETH, right? I said Bitcoin's going to 16K next. ETH is, going to 600 lower, I would say. I do agree with you, Ala. But with that being said, ETH was at $4,900 and people were buying it like mad. So I was just trying to basically make a point to condition your mindset to just dollar cost average over the long term. But I do agree with you, Ala. ETH is headed lower. I would say there's probably a 90% probability that we do get down here to this big, wide green demand zone, going from about 670 to as low as 470. All right, this is where ETH is going, and you can try to fight it all you want, but I would advise not to swim against the current. All right, ETH is headed down here. And just like Bitcoin, big level on ETH now, if we go to a lower time frame, is going to be a 1090. But ultimately, if we can't get back above that, I do expect this downtrend to continue. And I do expect price to break the low down here, $881. And then head down here to our next demand level. All right, I will be trading it the entire way down, of course, up and down. But macro-wise, macro speaking, this is where we are headed with your top two cryptocurrencies in the market, most likely in the month of July. It probably will be happening this month, so buckle up, more downside to come. We could see a relief rally if prices can get back above some key support resistance flip levels. If not, the trend is your friend until the end, as the saying does actually go, and the trend is a strong down trend right now. So unless we can get some kind of higher highs and higher lows going on in the charts, the trend will continue to go down, and we are headed much lower here. ETH 600 to 400, Bitcoin 16K, then a decent probability of $10,000 to $12,000 as well. All right, so don't be freaked out when that happens. You should be expecting it. You should be watching the charts, looking for your short entries, trying to trade it on the way down. Jay Paul saying, hey Connor, should a 5-minute scalper care about fundamentals? No, you don't really need to care about fundamentals if you're scalping on a 5-minute time frame. Basically find an asset that you like how it moves, right? You can do it on, I would suggest something with high liquidity, but if you're scalping on a 5-minute chart, fundamentals really don't matter whatsoever, for the most part. Obviously, there's some kind of crazy fundamental catalyst that'll cause like a massive pump or a massive sell-off, but that's just how the market works. Can't really expect that coming. But yeah, you don't really need to care about fundamentals at all if you're scalping on the 5-minute time frame. By the way, guys, 31 viewers, only 13 likes. Smash up that like button. And if you're just getting in here and you're not already subscribed to Crypto Empire, hit that subscribe button as well down below and turn on all the notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. It is time to move on now to our Twitter wisdom section of the live stream. And first things first, we have our man CZ, the CEO of Binance, the founder of the Binance cryptocurrency exchange, as well as the Binance token, the number 4 crypto in the entire world. Very strong project there with BNB. Definitely think it will be around for the long term. But CZ is saying today, responding to the president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, buying more Bitcoin on the dip. CZ is saying, in crypto, most OGs had to go through one bear cycle where people laughed at them. Those who bought/held in the bear market in 2018-2019 at $3,000 Bitcoin, or even in 2014 and 2015 at $200 Bitcoin, are perfectly fine today. And CZ is saying that Nayib Bukele and Michael Saylor will be perfectly fine in the future. He says not financial advice. All right, so just as I was saying before when we were looking at the charts, long-term speaking, these are very good prices to be buying Bitcoin. If you believe in the vision and in the future of Bitcoin, 19K is an absolute steal, where if it plays out as it's expected to play out, your 19K Bitcoin is going to go a very long way in the future. So Michael Saylor continues to buy the dips. Nayib continues to buy the dips, adding it to that treasury in the El Salvador vault over there, cyber vault. But this is what the big boys are doing right now. Of course, there's a lot of hedge funds looking to just trade it on its way down and get in at the bottom, etc. But the long-term players that are more concerned about the fundamentals of Bitcoin and the freedom and self-sovereignty it does provide don't necessarily care, or they're not flustered at all by this bear market because they believe in the vision and they know where it's going in the long term. All right, so if you see what the smart guys are doing, CZ didn't become one of the richest. I think he is the richest guy in crypto. That didn't happen by accident. That happened because he stuck through it throughout all of the hard times, and he believed in the vision of the industry. All right, so if you want to get rich quick, like I just said, this ain't for you. If you think this is going to be easy, this is not for you. But if you want to learn, if you want to get skilled, right, you actually need to learn and apply yourself, put energy forward. You can't get something for nothing, right? There's no handouts here. Of course, you can get airdrops, but guess what? You still need to do something for an airdrop. So if you want to put forth energy and learn new skills and stick with an ever-growing industry, well, then crypto is a great place to be. So that's CZ today. And then we also have an update about the 3 Arrows Capital situation from this guy here, Composability Kyle, sharing some thoughts about 3 Arrows Capital. So he had 10 people, one from each of the major lenders, get on a Zoom call and talk to one another. So they probably wouldn't have ended up here. They would have realized that 3 Arrows Capital was doing and could have acted sooner. He says likely that 3 Arrows Capital made fraudulent representations to counterparties. He doesn't think the risk management teams at all of these places were that stupid. I think they were at least partially lied to and lacked incentives to coordinate. Right, so none of the major lenders basically spoke to one another, and the 3 Arrows Capital team basically made some fraudulent representations, taking investors' money to trade with. All right, they're literally taking billions of dollars from these people and saying we're going to trade it for you and we're going to make you money, etc., etc. And when you get into that kind of business, you really need to not be fraudulent. So anyway, Contagion collapses bullish for FTX and FTX's risk engine. After all this, more demand for leverage will move from traditional borrowing to just using liquidity on perpetual contracts, right? FTX runs an exchange. They want people to trade on their exchange because that's how they make money as an exchange. It's clear that FTX's risk engine is the best in the world across every asset class. FTX could come out of this bear market gaining meaningful retail market share in the U.S. as a function of buying BlockFi. If they do that, a negative sentiment around Coinbase, right? Everybody is pretty much done with Coinbase at this time. Complete garbage exchange. They sell all of our data to governments, and they don't really care about their customers whatsoever. All right, so all of this is positive for FTX. And he's saying Multicoin Capital owns FTT, FTX Equity, and FTX US Equity as well, which I think is an entity that this guy is a part of. So anyway, 3 Arrows Capital in hot water. You got Zuzu looking to sell his $35 million house in Singapore now. As you can see, Zhu and his wife purchased the property late last year for $48.8 million, and now they are selling it in what analysts call a slowing market. And yeah, this is just what happens when things don't necessarily go your way. I mean, I'm not really for... I'm all about minding my own business, right? I hate these stupid articles. This is like it's not really propaganda. It's like TMZ, you know, like the celebrity gossip stuff, like whatever. Let the guy live his life. But with that being said, yeah, this is just what happens when you get liquidated for billions of dollars. You need to sell your $35 million property and basically go from there. So all bear market things happening right now in the bear market. Everybody gets, or not everybody, but you know, a large number of people, because they have these broken mindsets, get really bitter and angry, and they get miserable and they start to lash out at other people, you know, and they play the victim. They have a victim mentality. So definitely important you don't have a victim mentality. But all of this is just bear market things, because in a bull market, everybody's happy, everybody's making money, and all this stuff gets brushed under the rug. But in the bear market, the truth does come to light. And this is what happens, basically. You see this kind of stuff playing out. But guess what? The market moves in cycles. It will turn bullish again. We'll have another bull market again. And everybody will be happy once again. But until that happens, guess what? We're in this bear market. So you better get comfortable with it. And you better learn some skills, or else you ain't going to be making no money in the bear. That's just how it works, my G. Let's see. We got Aether saying T-Wisdom. You already know. Emlyn saying very inspiring to DCA Bitcoin right now. It's a good time to do it. I mean, we probably do go lower, but yes, long-term speaking, yeah, good time to DCA. Moby, what's your fiat off-ramp? So there's a lot of good ones. Cash App is good. Cash App is instant. You can use Gemini. Not using Bitget for that, no. Bitget is only a trading account. We got Sam J. Calaf saying there he is. May your channel grow. Appreciate you, Sam. Numbers going up slowly. I mean, of course, I watch the subscriber metric, but it's not the main motive of why I do this, right? I really just want to help people and share the knowledge so that you guys can make your own informed decisions. But I appreciate your support. And yes, I do have plans to grow this channel to the top. And I do appreciate you being here early on the climb up. Gustavo DeLorean saying, hello, Connor. API 3, what do you think about it? Is it a good project? So API 3 is a good oracle, but we're in a bear market. So in a bear market, a low cap oracle is going to get obliterated. So let's check up on API 3. Haven't looked at it in a while. Up 14% on the day, trading at $1.89. So its all-time low is $1. Pretty close from that all-time low, only 82% away from it, and currently down 81% from its all-time high. So over the course of this bear market, probably could go ahead and test its all-time low, possibly go even lower, depending on how long it does extend. Right? Maybe we bottom sometime in August, September, October, maybe. We'll see. So over the next few months, I would watch it. But yeah, it is a good project. It's a good oracle. Has a lot going for it. But we're in a bear market, so expect it to go lower just as everything else. Dalton Moore saying, once you feel Bitcoin is around the bottom, are you going to take some long-term leverage longs on some alts? For sure, right? I'll play it by year. Once we get to that situation, right? We'll cross that bridge when we do get there. But yeah, for sure. I mean, here's the thing. For crypto, when we're at the bottom, you have your trading account and you have your investing, longer term bag. If you're buying at the bottom, you don't really need to use leverage. You can just buy in spot. Like I have capital waiting, right, to buy things at the bottom. And even if you just get like 5x's, 10x's, even if that's all that happens, those are insane returns that you don't need to use leverage for. So I mean, in terms of long-term leverage trades at the bottom, I wouldn't necessarily say that. But buying spot bags, like heavy spot bags, for sure. Yeah, that's a plan. But good question. And Ala and Emlyn giving some flaming emojis in the live chat. We have 35 viewers and only 24 likes. That is super weak. Not sure what's going on. It's Friday. You should be happy. You should have a smile on your face. Smash up that like button right now. Get it going for the YouTube algorithm. Help spread Crypto Empire to more people who watch cryptocurrency videos right here on YouTube. By the way, big shout out to YouTube. YouTube gets a lot of hate, but YouTube really is the best social media platform out there. Instagram is garbage. Facebook is garbage. TikTok is literally poison for your mind. YouTube allows you to make long-form content where you can actually share value. It's not just a bunch of, nonsense 30-second clips of garbage, right? So big shout out to YouTube, my favorite social media platform. So anyway, hit that like button, get some engagement here, and help spread Crypto Empire to more viewers right here on YouTube. We got White Bronco. Good to see you, White Bronco. He's saying, where do you keep your stable/fiat while looking for higher time frame entries? Cash and bank, Ledger, BlockFi type yield generator. Thanks, bud. So White Bronco, I don't keep any significant amounts of money on any centralized exchanges. So yes, it's either going to be my own wallet, whether that be a hardware or a hot wallet. I don't keep too much on hot wallets, but I keep it on my own private wallets. I don't recommend using BlockFi, right? If you have money in BlockFi, most likely you should get it out. They could go under. You don't know what's going to happen there. But yeah, keep this stuff in your own wallets, whether that's Exodus, Atomic Wallet, Trust Wallet, MetaMask, a Ledger, a Trezor. One of those options are the best places for your crypto. Of course, a hardware wallet will be the safest option. Randy smashing up that like button. Appreciate that support, Randy. All right, let's move on to some relevant cryptocurrency news. First of all, talking about Polygon Matic, and we have Facebook as well. Facebook begins testing Ethereum and Polygon NFTs on profiles. So just as Twitter allowed people to use their Ethereum NFTs as their profile pictures, Facebook is now looking to get in on the action. We got Zuckerberg over here, and we can read Meta, formerly known as Facebook, has begun rolling out NFTs for some U.S. creators on its flagship social network. Facebook is starting with Ethereum and Polygon NFTs, but will soon add support for NFTs on Solana and Flow, a Meta representative told Decrypt. Facebook product manager Mr. Singh shared a sneak peek of what NFTs will look like on Facebook in a Twitter post on Wednesday. I mean, we don't really care about this because nobody uses Facebook anymore, but it's just good for adoption, right? It's an interesting thing to talk about here. Interesting piece of news that Facebook is getting in on this, and they're choosing Polygon, right? Polygon. I mean, they'll add Solana and Flow, but Polygon gives me a very good feeling. Polygon Matic, of course, it was my grand slam investment of 2020, and it's shaping up to be maybe not a grand slam, but maybe like a 2-run home run or something like that for the next bull run, right? I wouldn't expect a 300x again because it's already at a market cap of $3.696 billion, but it could perform very well. I do expect it to head into the 20 cents, could go even lower than 20 cents here in the bear market. But Polygon shaping up to be a big winner here. Facebook going to incorporate their NFTs. And we can just read very briefly. Users will be able to connect their cryptocurrency wallets to their Facebook profiles. They'll also be able to turn their NFTs into Facebook posts, which can be reacted to, liked, commented on, and shared just like any other post. Tech and media consultant Martin Bryant argued that Meta clearly wants to offer a home to Web3 folks with the announcement. All right, Web3 folks probably won't be using Meta as their home, but good of Martin Bryant to say that. Considering the company has also recently begun testing out changes to Facebook groups to make them look more like Discord. Singh did not respond to Decrypt's request for comment. And we can see some other stuff. So yeah, we don't know when this is going to go live for users, but interesting news here coming out of Facebook. They're going to be incorporating NFTs. And then another interesting article over here from Decrypt talking about Bitcoin, showing that the whales are buying this dip. And yes, you would expect the long-term whales that believe in the fundamentals of Bitcoin to be buying here at these prices, down 71% from the all-time highs. And they do share some Glassnode on-chain data with us, sharing a tweet from June 29 saying that small Bitcoin holders with less than one Bitcoin have been adding to their balance sheet at the most aggressive rate, or sorry, more than one Bitcoin have been adding to their balance sheet at the most aggressive rate since March of 2020. Shrimps are adding at 36.75k Bitcoin per month, which is 0.2% of the circulating supply, and a 1.36x monthly issuance. All right, so shrimps now hold 1.12 million Bitcoin in total. So I think a shrimp is if you hold at least one Bitcoin, right? Let's see. Whales typically go through accumulation distribution cycles aligned with Bitcoin market structure. These entities are also adding to their balance aggressively, acquiring 140k Bitcoin a month directly from exchanges. So whales now own 45.6% of the Bitcoin supply. And now Bitcoin bull market in sight. And they're basically saying whales buying Bitcoin at cheap prices could theoretically signal a return to a new bull cycle, but no, everything is on the Fed right now. Everything is on interest rates for the most part. That needs to change if we're going to see another bull cycle. So they say still, when asked about the probability of such a scenario, they said there's no clear on-chain structures that point to a very fast market recovery, right? We're still going down here. There are some positive aspects, he added, pointing to persistent confidence among Bitcoin investors, holders with balances between 0.1 and 1 Bitcoin, who are taking advantage of the market drop to accumulate at a larger pace than usual. That's what the bear market is for. This fast accumulation pace by retail investors was only seen in the last 2 years, only right after the COVID crash, and the price back then bounced hard after some weeks. All right? Don't expect that to happen because, like I said yesterday, the current bear market does not reflect anything like we have ever seen before in the history of cryptocurrency. It does not compare to any other bear market. And everything does rely here on the Fed in the short term to go ahead and pivot and start lowering rates if we are to see another bull market. We do expect that to happen hopefully towards the end of this year. But there's no guarantees, of course. So we're playing it by year and just listening to what the Fed is telling us, basically. Randy saying, how do you make those fancy success banners that are on the Discord success group? So basically, to make the fancy success banners on your mobile app, whether you're on Bybit or you're on Bitget, Femex, doesn't matter. All the exchanges are the same. Binance, the same thing. You'll go to your trade and positions, and you'll see this little arrow here on the top right. You just hit that and the image will pop up. You can save it to your mobile device, and then from there you have the photo, so you can upload it to wherever you do want. So that's how you get all of these success images that you can see. Our Discord members are absolutely crushing it. Dave saying, hi Connor, good to see you, Dave. Florent1980 saying, hi, hope everyone is well. What do you think of the CoinFlex affair? Not sure I heard you on this over the last few days. Enjoy the weekend. So I'm not actually very familiar with the CoinFlex affair, so I can't necessarily speak on it. So let's just go ahead and search CoinFlex affair crypto and see what's going on with that. So we got some mainstream articles from Bloomberg, CNBC. So if it's in the mainstream, my eyebrows always kind of raise in question. So crypto exchange CoinFlex claims Bitcoin Jesus is the investor behind a $47 million debt. So it's our man Roger Ver, the creator of Bitcoin Cash over here, very successful crypto entrepreneur. Let's see. Yeah, so apparently CoinFlex is saying that Roger Ver owes them $47 million, and Roger Ver says that CoinFlex actually owes him money. So it seems like some mainstream drama. I don't really know who's in the right and who's in the wrong here. But $47 million is no small amount of money, right? That's a life-changing amount of money for anybody. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know who's in the right or who's in the wrong, but I'll follow that those updates with CoinFlex. Interesting. Let's go ahead now and take a look at some altcoins. We have Vertigo saying hi, Connor. What's up, Vertigo? If you're just tuning into the stream, be sure to hit that like button, smash it up while you're at it. So let's go ahead and take a look at some alts, because of course with Bitcoin's volatility, it is all having an effect on our altcoins. So if we start things off by looking at Cardano, taking a look at Cardano, came back down to 43 cents yesterday, 43.5. Strong bounce on that short squeeze. Cardano get up to 47.5. This was a nice little bounce over here of around 9%. Right now back down, came back down to its demand level that it formed down here at 44, just under 45 cents. So where is Cardano headed now? Well, if we go to the daily, on ADA, we do have our lowest wick over here at 40 cents. All right, so this would be our bottom of the range down here at 40. And then we have the top of the range. You can call it up here at around 68, 69, 70 cents. Okay, so quite a big range of around a 30-cent spread on ADA. And as you can see, the price action has all been taking place in the range. And if you want to know how to trade a range, basically, when it goes to the top of the range, you look for your shorts. When it comes to the bottom, you look for your longs. But now we're kind of not really in mid-range. We're closer to the 25%, just like on ETH and Bitcoin. All right, so ultimately, everything relies on Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin does crash and make some lower lows, where is Cardano headed next? Let's explain that here. So Cardano, as you can see, these wicks interest me a lot. This is why I have this outlined in green for a demand zone. This is a weekly price chart, so these candles do go back to January of 2021 when Cardano was on its parabolic climb up higher. So these are your areas of interest lower. Really, we have them from 34 cents down to around 26. So in the middle would be right around 30 cents on Cardano, okay? So 30-cent Cardano, most likely coming up soon. When Bitcoin goes ahead and continues its downtrend lower, when ETH does it as well, Cardano clearly in a very strong up or downtrend from its all-time high over here at $3.10. And yes, Bitcoin expecting it to go lower here in July, expecting Cardano to head down here to the 30-cent level as well, all right? And if here in the short term, again, we're kind of in no man's land at mid-range. All these charts are looking like twins with the same patterns. Everything basically coiling up now, right? ETH looks the same, Bitcoin looks the same. You have this coiling up of the market structure into a bit of a pennant, and we'll see which way this does actually break. But pressure is to the downside right now. Look on the 1 hour, right? Just clear lower highs and lower lows, right? So expect the trend to continue down. The trend is your friend until the very end. Cosmos Atom. So Atom going ahead and not necessarily holding the level over here at 736. It did go as low as 680, 690, right down here to these demand levels over here. But as you can see, Atom outperforming the rest of the market today, trading at $8 right now. Okay, now coming up towards its top of the range. If we look at Atom down here, right, Atom's range now is low is down here at 555 and top of the range up here at around 875. Now Atom above that $8 level. So most likely we won't see a sustained rally here. Possibly could be a short towards the 830 to the 855 price levels. I'll look out for that, but unlikely that it goes ahead and prints a higher high, but it is possible, so just be prepared for that to happen on Atom. But your main level, your main resistance, according to this trend line, if If it gets there today, it's going to be around $8.68 on Cosmos Atom. Fundamentally speaking, Atom, super bullish project, but in this bear market, do expect it to not do too great. Alice saying, check out Moon River today, up 50% after 3 Arrows Capital finished selling. I did see that. I saw Moon River pump. Right, so most likely, not a great wick here on the daily. Right, currently up 12% on the day, but it did pump 60%, which is again why you never want to chase price. So this was just a heavily sold into pump over here. All right, most likely a lot of exit selling, a lot of pre-sale holders or parachain holders, right, who contributed Kusama to the Moon River parachain, who maybe we're still holding, we're using these pumps to sell. But it's good to see it have a 60% pump, but we're still in a bear market. All right, so I do expect this to go lower as well. That's just how it works here. I don't make the rules. I don't control the market. I don't have a crystal ball to tell you exactly where it's going to go. All I can do is give you my unbiased opinion on objective data that we all have access to. And Moon River, good to see it pump. But ultimately, yes, I do think it will go lower here in this bear market. McNass saying, you keep talking poorly about Coinbase, which I don't blame you for. But in New York, where I live, it's the only option I'm aware of. I think FTX is trying to be available in New York soon, too. You should be able to maybe use FTX US. Cash App should work. And listen, Coinbase works, right? You can buy your crypto on there. You can send it to your bank account. It still works. All I'm saying is just be aware that, they do some shady business practices, right? They take your data and they, sell it to third parties and all of this other kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just not the best option, which is why I don't necessarily love it. But it still works. If it's the only option you have, hey, what are you going to do? You can buy your coins and you can take them off right away. So it has its intended use case, but all I'm saying is there are options. You can probably use Gemini. I think in New York you should be able to use Gemini, no problem. So check those out, right? There are options, but Coinbase is not the best. Moby Sage saying that Cardano, Matic, and Sand are his favorite DCA coins. Nice. Good to hear that, Moby. Jorge Mendez saying, lately in after hours, I've had a lot of premature liquidations in my shorts, primarily with downside reversals, red dots, and open wedges. Lots of pumping, leverage, and salty shorts. Thoughts? Jorge asking, can you answer my question above? Hold your horses there, Jorge. I'll get to it, right? We'll get to that. So yeah, the market it's a scalper's market right now, basically. Unless you were holding shorts from up higher, it is tough right now, especially trading after hours if you're getting liquidated on short squeezes, right? I went ahead and went long last night in after hours, right? And I rode this short squeeze up. So basically, you need to think like the market makers, all right? It takes a while to develop intuition for the market, especially if you're newer to trading. I'm not sure of your background. But yeah, if you're a late shorter, like if you were shorting down here, especially, like this is a good example of an after hours short squeeze. If you were shorting down here, you're shorting in a demand zone at strong support. So basically, you want to start doing the opposite and, not opening your shorts in strong levels of support is basically the most simplistic answer to that question, because at support and strong demand, you do expect bounces to occur. And this is a good example of what happened last night on Bitcoin, right? So it's not an easy market to trade. The month of June was pretty brutal, right? Was not the easiest market by any means to trade compared to the bull market, right? This was on hard mode level 10 when the bull market is level 1 easy mode, right? So understand we are in a different environment. Your bull market price action is gone for now. Probably will come back in due time, but you need to adapt your strategies, Jorge, right? It's not the same game we're playing. So hope that answers your question. Tectonic. Don't know what Tectonic is. Tectonic. Making new all-time lows right now. Tectonic is a decentralized, non-custodial, algorithmic-based money market protocol that allows users to participate as liquidity suppliers or borrowers. Interesting choice for an altcoin. It's on crypto.com. Interesting. Don't know anything about it. Dalton Moore, how often are you looking for potential trades, or do you have employees for that? No employees, Dalton. It's literally all me over here. And how often am I looking for trades? I watch the market every single day, right? I literally am constantly watching the market. So I'm always looking for trades, to answer your question. Vertigo. Bitcoin has hidden bullish divergence plus lots of stop loss shorting players. We might pump here. Yeah, right now I'm not necessarily interested in a trade right here, but we could. You could be right. Let's see. McNaz, if you use Coinbase Wallet, do you control your crypto, or is it still owned by Coinbase? So in Coinbase Wallet, that is your own crypto, but I still wouldn't use Coinbase Wallet just because there's MetaMask. You know, you might as well just use MetaMask at that point. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you do fully own your coins in Coinbase Wallet. I've never used Coinbase Wallet though. McNaz saying, if you use Coinbase Wallet, do you control your... Oh no, I just read that. Sniff. Hey, are you bullish on Kava? Good project, but I don't own any, and I'm not like crazy bullish on it. But yeah, you can't talk bad about Kava in the Cosmos ecosystem. Good coin. Let's see. Mr. Mendez saying, do you share in the perspective that Bitcoin's use case is more exclusively as a store of value? Not necessarily. It's really up in the air right now, right? Because we see the fiat currency situation, and fiat currencies like don't work. It's a broken system. So I think Bitcoin could potentially act as a form of a currency in the future. It all depends on what people want to do, right? It's up to the individual users to use it as it's intended to do so. The store of value narrative is definitely propped up by the big institutions and funds, etc., 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 that aren't necessarily interested in the original use case of Bitcoin. But I do share mostly in Satoshi's vision of it being peer-to-peer digital cash. And we'll see if it does come to that point. But regardless, if it's only a store of value in the future, like something like gold, I mean, gold was currency, is still currency. It can be used as currency, but it's been like that for thousands of years. So, Bitcoin, right? It has value. So, I think you're going to be able to use it to transact in the future. To answer that question, let's go ahead and take a look at some more altcoins. We have CRV pumping right now on the 1 hour. Good to see this out of CRV. We'll be coming up to test resistance. Of course, we have this supply zone up here. Right, really I would isolate this one candle from over here. This is your order block, if you will. And you have CRV now coming into resistance. So we'll see if CRV can break out, get above. And we'll see if our guy Vertigo, if Bitcoin pumps, you can expect CRV to pump as well here. Not interested in the short term right now necessarily. Heading into the weekend today. That's CRV. Glimmer update. So Glimmer, again, on last night's pump, Glimmer went ahead and came back to our outline supply level. As you can see, it just barely wicked above the supply zone. And again, that would have been your short entry. I'm pretty sure it was Jazzy who asked me for the Glimmer short entry earlier in the week. And yeah, this supply zone has given you 2 actually shorts this week. So interesting to see the supply zone play out exactly as intended to do so. Also H bar down here. I feel like I've seen this on H bar too many times now. This slightly slanted upward sloping trend line, and usually what happens is I do expect H bar to go lower. The current low is 5.8 cents down here. And yeah, we have our next levels down here at 4.1 and 3. Chainlink as well. Guys, I give you these levels so you can mark them on your own chart. And going back to Dalton's question before, he asked if I had employees, watching the market for me. I don't like trading is literally such a personal game. Like, you need to take responsibility and get good on your own. There's no guru out there. There's nobody that's gonna take you to that next level as a trader, right? Understand you're going up against artificial intelligence. You're going up against Ivy League educated hedge fund Wall Street traders. You're going up against sharks like myself. The market is a zero-sum game, and you need to develop your own market intuition, and you need to cultivate your mind, your body, and your spirit, right? Because trading does have some spiritual aspects to it, if you will, right? You need to be a strong-willed, strong-spirited person to do this. So I will never rely on anybody else but myself to trade in the markets. I give you guys my levels. I share with you my ideas here. I give you my trades in the Discord. But you need to understand that no one person will help you master this game. The only one that can do that is yourself. All right? Trading it's like, I've used the analogy before. If you're a professional cage fighter, right, in the UFC, you go in and fight. Yes, you have your coaches in your corner, but when you're in that octagon, it's just you and your opponent. That's all that matters. Nobody can help you. Nobody can save you. It's the same exact thing in the markets. This is just you versus the market, all right? So there's no one guru. There's no one single person that's going to make you a great trader. If you think you can just follow people blindly, you're mistaken, right? You should use my ideas and then develop your own ideas off of them. If you follow blindly, that's not how the game is done, all right? And I have no problem saying that because that's the truth, all right? There's no one single person that's going to take you to that next level but yourself. So if you want to get good, you simply need to apply yourself, and that's all. But anyway, on Link is in mid-range right now. Range low is down here at 530. Range high is going to be up here at, this was a crazy kind of deviation up here. You can call the range high more towards $8, right? Saying it's up here at 950 doesn't really do it justice, right? I would say the range high in Link is going to be more around here at around $8. So Link down at the lower 25 percentile of the range now. Again, kind of drifting in no man's land here on Chainlink. And your main levels are going to be at around $7. $7 as well as $7.30. $7.50 are major resistance levels. Unless Link can get above these, notice how we're on a daily chart. Price was never able to close above $7.35 on the daily. So unless we see a daily closure above 7 or 7.35, I am very bearish on Link. Just like same thing with Bitcoin, same thing with ETH. If we cannot get any daily closures above these levels and hold it as support, we will go lower here. We will roll over some more and do expect more downside, some more pain. That's just what the charts are saying to us right now. Exchange coins are the safest bet. Check out XCM. Coin Metro. So I've heard of Coin Metro. Every exchange has a token nowadays, right? Bitget has BGB over here. If you look at the top 20, like most of them, you have BNB, you have Leo, FTX, CRO, A lot of exchange tokens, right? But yeah, I think BNB is your safest bet among all of them. But yeah, exchange tokens are a safe bet, I would say. FTX as well, FTT, good coin. Let's see, Mr. Mendez, does Bitcoin present any use case without a quoted price? For sure. I mean, there's only 21 million. The fiat price is irrelevant, right? Fiat is going to zero. One Bitcoin will always equal one Bitcoin, and one Satoshi will always equal one Satoshi, right? I think of Bitcoin as the unit of account that matters over dollars, especially when I'm looking at my crypto portfolio. I measure it in Bitcoin, right? I prefer to measure it in Bitcoin over measuring it in dollars. So will Bitcoin have value without a quoted price? Absolutely, because one Bitcoin will always equal one Bitcoin. Its dollar value will always fluctuate, but once it hits a point of critical mass adoption, do expect that dollar amount to just keep on increasing for the price of one Bitcoin. But yeah, it definitely will have value without a quoted price. Jay Locker, just can't wait for reversal for all. We got this, hoping for best for everybody. Big shout out to Jay Locker and his positivity here. Yeah, can't wait for the end of the bear market as well, but we're making the most of it over here. Sniff saying, I was in an XRP Moonboy stream yesterday. They all admitted that XRP is the most centralized, and that's why they're bullish. That whole concept goes against the generality accepted concept of crypto. Sniff, I'm glad that you brought that up. Very valid point. And yes, they all love the fact that XRP is centralized and that the banks want to use it, etc., etc., etc. It blows my mind. It doesn't make any sense to me, right? Like, I can understand, like, maybe holding it as a trade to then sell it for something actually good. But to be in the camp of thinking it's the best, the standard, and, it is crazy to me. So, yeah, they can keep on drinking their Kool-Aid. I don't think it will end great for them. Reason being, I won't discuss here on the stream, but, it's a bleak situation with the CBDC. It's actually completely horrible, and it would be a completely horrible life of no freedom. But yeah, they can keep on drinking their Kool-Aid and enjoying it, but I will happily hold my decentralized cryptocurrencies. Jazzy saying, appreciate all the alpha, my man. No problem, Jazzy. Happy to help. Is the crypto DeFi wallet a good option for a hot wallet? I'd rather just use MetaMask. I think you mean crypto.com DeFi wallet. Shout out to Randy. Without a quoted price, how would you know how much Bitcoin is worth? Well, that's the thing, right? The dollar amounts, we know the dollar is just printed into oblivion, and it will keep on getting printed into oblivion until it just officially, just dies altogether. So one Bitcoin is always one Bitcoin, right? That's the standard, right? You need to flip your thinking in terms of unit of account and think that, one Satoshi is always going to be one Satoshi. And when things start getting priced in that manner, the dollar amount is going to be completely irrelevant. Look at fiat currencies such as the situation in Venezuela, right? Their money became completely worthless. The government printed it into oblivion. They totally debased it and collapsed it. So how will you know the Bitcoin's value? It's always going to have intrinsic value. Just like fiat, like how do you know the worth of a dollar? It's not worth anything. It's backed by, the value that we give it. It's intrinsic value. I recommend you go check out some videos about like the history of money, how we evolved from a barter system to precious metals and then to eventually fiat paper currencies, etc. But it just goes to show you that money is basically, it can be anything that has intrinsic value. But yeah, the history of money, that's some good research there. Moby, speaking of banking coins, do you like XLM fundamentally and project-wise? We got Dre as well. Big shout out to Dre tuning in late to the live stream. Let's see. Do I like XLM? I mean, it's basically XRP, but it's for like bigger clientele. It's the same, really. It's the same thing. Right, they're looking to replace the SWIFT payment systems. Right, this is more for like the central banks, where XRP is more for like retail banks. So, yeah, probably will do well in this banker coin fueled future that we have going for us. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream right now. It was a very good live stream. Let's see. George Mendez. Fiat does not have intrinsic value other than that as legal tender for tax obligations. Look, fiat is literally a worthless piece of paper. The only reason it has any value is because you and I give it value, and the government says it has value, and they back that up, with threats from the military, right? So a piece of paper is a piece of paper, but it only has value because people just give it value in their mind, right? But it could change tomorrow. It's happened with many other fiat currencies where it becomes worthless overnight. But yeah, that's that. Shout out to Pat Q. And let's see. Alice saying dollar has value because all oil is settled in dollars and our energy demand increases year by year. The petrodollar. Can any asset function as a store of value that does not first present a use case independent of price? I'm not going to get into this argument here. I mean, I'm not even really sure what you're asking right now, but I've been going for 1 hour and 7 minutes. I'd be more than happy to continue this discussion in the Crypto Empire free Telegram group. So go ahead and join the free Telegram group if you want to continue this discussion off of the live stream, because I simply don't want it to drag on. We've been going for 1 hour and 7 minutes, and it is time to wrap things up. So with that being said, if you're trading right now and you don't have an account made, use my Bitget affiliate link for a discount on trading fees as well as a ton of bonuses up to $5,000. Bitget, you can use it in the US without a VPN. As well, if you want to join us in the Discord where we dominate the market, go to my official website, cryptoempireco.io, and check out all of the resources here, including the free resources, as well as the Discord, as well as the trading course. Everything you need to take yourself to the next level. With that being said, it is time for me to go ahead and wrap up this live stream. I do want to thank everybody for joining me here this morning. If you did enjoy the stream and you haven't already hit that like button below, be sure to hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed to Crypto Empire, smash up that subscribe button. And of course, turn on all bell notifications. Join the free Telegram group as well. I'll see you all very soon right here at Crypto Empire. And looks like I'm getting some technical difficulties, so time for me